Hey y'all, it's Robin. Welcome back to my channel. I have a couple more tips that were handed down from my great-grandmother. Just some little things that you might not have thought of, or some things that you may have heard of before. I found out in my last video that several people commented they had heard of or did use the Listerine for acne and astringent, and the hemorrhoid medicine for an under eye cream. So that was interesting, and I wonder if you'll use any of the ones I mentioned today. These have to do with two items that I think most homes either have one or both of at all times. The first one is baking soda. Baking soda is great for a lot of things, not just baking. One of the things that my great-grandmother did, and that a lot of people in our family do, and this just might sound crazy, but we take a little juice glass of water every night before we go to sleep and put a teeny bit of baking soda in it, stir it up, and drink it like a shot to balance out the pH levels in your body as you sleep. I find that it helps me get a good night's rest. I wake up feeling better on the nights that I do it than if I forget to do it. I do it almost every night though, so that's one little thing you might not have thought of that you might want to give a shot and see how you feel if you try that. For beauty, I use it with a little hydrogen peroxide in a couple of different ways. One way that I use just a little bit of baking soda is to brush my teeth. I've used that for years, and I do use a little bit of peroxide when I brush my teeth too. I don't ingest it, I don't swallow it, and it's not enough to hurt me. So if you want to get started on that kick, don't even bother. You can leave the comments if you want to, but I've used it forever, and everybody in my family uses it, so I'm going to keep doing that. I don't do it every day, it's just every now and then, so but it'll help whiten your teeth. Another thing that you can use it for is what I think is the oddest thing that I use it for, and it's for a facial, and I do it about once a week, and my great-grandmother did it, and all the women in my family do it. But we take a little bit of baking powder, about 2 tablespoons of baking powder, a little bit of hydrogen peroxide, and mix it up until it's not really a paste, but sort of a really loose mixture, not too runny, just a little bit of peroxide, and then put it all over your face and just let it sit. It really helps dry out any oiliness. It helps dry up any bumps you might have, but I do that about once a week. I do my hydrogen peroxide and baking soda facial, and wash it off with really good hot water, and then wash my face the way I regularly would. Another thing that I do is I have a little bottle like this. One of my subscribers, Vivian, mentioned that she uses vinegar to rinse her hair in, and my great-grandmother did that. I don't do that. I don't care for vinegar or the scent of vinegar, so I usually don't have it around, and I don't think I would use it if I did. But another thing that my great-grandmother used also was baking soda as shampoo, and she just would use it about once a week. Now, she colored her hair, I color my hair, and I find that it helps the color last, and it makes my hair so silky smooth. It like strips everything. So I use a little clear bottle like this. I have a little funnel that I put in the top of it, and I fill it up about halfway with baking soda, and then the rest of it with water, shake it up, and rub that over my hair about once a week just to kind of get the product out, and it just makes it so smooth and silky. Another hair tip is using baby powder. Instead of dry shampoo, or if you're in a fix and you're out of dry shampoo, you can sprinkle a little baby powder on the roots of your hair, and it'll evaporate, it'll absorb, not evaporate, it'll absorb some of the extra oils in it, and you can get an extra day's wear out of your hair without shampooing it or washing it. And it'll just give you a little fresh look to your hair. Not too much baby powder. You don't want to see the baby powder, just a tiny bit to kind of absorb the oil. Another tip that I have for baby powder that I have used, well, 2 tips that were mine. They were not my grandmother's, my great-grandmother's, but they're tips that I've used since I used to perform, and I still use it to this day. I use baby powder as my powders. I also have other powders that I've used and other powders that I like, but I always come back to baby powders, especially if I'm doing a real heavy makeup. I just find that it sets it really good. It doesn't cake up. It doesn't get real you know, it doesn't flake or anything like that, but it just absorbs the makeup oil so much better, and it makes my makeup last longer through the day. The other thing that I use this for is I take a little Q-tip, I put a little baby powder on it, and I put it on my eyelashes. I'll do a real thin layer of mascara, and then I'll put some baby powder on my eyelashes, and then more mascara, and sometimes more baby powder, but it just thickens them up a little bit. I did it today, so I don't know if you can see. They seem thicker. But it just makes them a little thicker. And I don't do that all the time. I just do that when I'm doing, you know, real fancy makeup or getting dolled up for a special occasion or something. But baking soda and baby powder, there are a couple of tips that you might want to give a whirl and see how you like them. Let me know in the comments below if you've tried any of those tips before with baking soda or baby powder. If you have any other tips, please leave them in the comments below. I'd love to hear your suggestions and tips, or your old wives' tales, you know, beauty traditions that have been handed down through the ages. Whatever you've got, I love to hear your comments. I love to interact with my subscribers and anybody who's watching. If you are watching, I hope you will press the subscribe button, and I would really appreciate that. And if you enjoy my videos, I would also appreciate a thumbs up. I'd love it if you would come and follow me on my social media networks. On Instagram, I'm Dixie Pixie Fretwell, and I also have a business Facebook page that has lots of Disney tips, because that's my other passion besides beauty and fashion and all that good stuff, and it's Robin Fretwell, the Dixie Pixie Mickey Adventures. So come join me on those. And I'm also on Twitter too, and it's just Robin Fretwell. So I hope these were a couple of tips from your Dixie Pixie to help you have fun, save money, and look fabulous. And I hope you'll come back and see me again.